talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I'm here, child. How y'all doing? It's Tuesday. Welcome in, everybody. Make sure you guys hit the like button as you come in. If you want to share me out, share me out. Thank you, guys. It's Tuesday, guys. Another day, another day. Um, hey, Angie, how you? Y'all, it's raining. My video is graining, or is it my eyes? My video graining. I don't like that. Hold on. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Hey, Kendra, how you doing? Hey, on tonight, everybody. Y'all know, y'all always say that I always talk about sad and nothing really good. You still working with, girl? Look, it's time to get out work, honey. Relax. Um, and it's supposed to be a versus probably on tonight. I forgot. It's finally on now, but I forgot what time it's supposed to come on. But y'all, I'm gonna talk about this because y'all, you know, thank you, Trisha. I'm gonna say this, guys. It's been a lot going on social media, guys. Um, I'm gonna be honest. It is some innocent people in prison that don't deserve to sit in prison. There are people that sitting in prison without any evidence against them that says that they are innocent. No, just people saying that they are guilty. Just like I hate to mention to kill, but people want to kill to go to jail so bad off of no evidence, all off of a interrogation video. But this guy we're talking about tonight. His name is Vincent Simmons. He was accused. He was a black man accused in 1977 and was convicted of raping two white girls, but there was no evidence. It says here, in 1977, a black young man in rural Louisiana was charged, convicted, and sentenced to 100 years for raping twin white girls. But there was no physical evidence, and key medical examiners records was omitted from the trial due to the fact that one of those girls, if they were raped, how are they? But they withheld physical evidence, and one of the key evidence was that one of the twins was a virgin, and there was no evidence of sexual assault found on either twin. Also, an explosive new evidence that the twin who was not a virgin actually now admits to having sex with her cousin, Keith Labarty, who was supposedly put in the trunk during the alleged rape. This man was charged for 100 years in prison for a crime that he did not commit. All because of hearsay, all because of lies, and with they talk about medical examiners get it right. No, medical examiners don't get it right. They're human just like us. They get paid to lie. They get paid to lie. And they will omit evidence just because prosecution asks them to. And this is the same case. It's sad. It's sad that this man's life was taken for 44, 45, 44 years, 44, 45 years due to lack of evidence. I found a video um that we're going to listen to, and then we're going to listen to um Lord have mercy. We're going to listen to some of the things that he had to say, and then we're going to listen to um we're going to listen to some of the lawyers and things like that. They wanted to set him free, but they wanted him to register as a sex offender. And Vincent said that he was innocent and that he was not going to register. So he'd rather set himself in prison. And see, said some of us black men, I do want to say some black men, even though that they are innocent, they will take plea deals and stuff like that just because they don't want to go to jail. But if you know that you are innocent of something, I'll sit it out until I am exonerated. Um, so I have found something here while I was running a bit behind, but child, yes, this man is 70 years old. I don't know, he ain't got a life. Well, if the Lord let him live to see 100, he got 30 more he got 30 more years to live. But the time that he have on earth, I pray to God and I pray to the Heavenly Father that, you know, he able to live his life, sleep in a bed, and be free from all of that. Even if it's not no more than 5 to 10, 15 years of his life. But he's been exonerated. And I just want to say this, guys. Right. I just want to say this. You cannot, this man Constitution, he did not get a fair trial. The judge gave him another trial because of the fact that his constitutional rights were violated. You can't walk around here and violate people's constitutional rights just because you want somebody to go to jail for a death or raping or doing something to someone. If you violate someone's constitutional rights, we all got rights, either if you're guilty or not guilty. You still have constitutional rights. And if someone violates somebody's constitutional rights, they have a right to a fair and impartial trial without people withholding evidence, without people making up lies, and having people in the jury pool that is related to people that a part of the stand. I don't even know he had children, but he had family. I know. I didn't go into deep like that. Um, it's so hard for me to research lately, but um, you will find all this information out here that I have found, guys. But I just want to say this, guys. Everybody has a right to a fair and impartial trial. Everybody on this earth is innocent. If you go to trial, if they're putting you on trial for a crime, you're not innocent or guilty you are not guilty until you have been convicted of it. And if someone violates your constitutional right, you have the right to a fair trial, especially if medical examiners are withholding evidence. Prosecution is withholding evidence that could free you, but they want you to go to jail. It's sad, and it's sad that sometimes, and I'm guilty of it's sometimes us in the black community, we jump on this bandwagon of wanting to convict people before they even stand a trial or before any evidence that is proven that somebody done did something. Now, if it's evidence out there, if you have admitted to doing something, then yeah. But say, for instance, just because the evidence may now look like you're innocent, guilty, but you're not. So we're going, seriously, y'all, we're going to listen in. We're going to listen in to this. This is Gail King's. Somebody put this on YouTube, child, and I'm going off of their YouTube. I do not own the rights to this, but Gail King, she was on. She they have was playing Gail King, and so I'm going to show it due to the fact that they showed it and it's not on TV, on their TV screen and not mine. Okay, so let's get into this. Let me know if you guys hear an echo.
I know you now, Sam. Don't you?
Who is this?
You're in big trouble now.
I know. That is not what I'm looking for. Let me know if you guys can hear it.
He says he did not commit. His name is Vincent Simmons. He's serving a 100-year prison sentence in Louisiana after being convicted of attempted aggravated rape of two 14-year-old twin sisters back in 1977. But there have always been unanswered questions in this case, and a judge is about to rule on whether Simmons will get a new trial. Lead national correspondent David Begnaud spent months reporting on this story, and he's got some new developments that could change this case. David joins us now. Good morning to you, David.
Good morning, Gil. What you are about to hear, the jury never heard. Starting with the initial report that the twins gave to police about who they say sexually assaulted them. A questionable photo. The forensic exam conducted by a doctor on the twins. And then we have an explosive revelation that no one has heard until we started investigating this story. In the rural center of Louisiana, there has been a haunting question hanging over Marksville for decades. Did Vincent Simmons get a fair trial in 1977 when he was convicted of a heinous crime against 14-year-old twin sisters?
He raped two of us, and he put us in a trunk to die. He had me write our names down, and he told us he was going to kill us. And we believed every word of it. And we were not going to tell anyone. Our plan was we were going to die with this.
But 2 weeks later, word got to the sheriff. And that is when Karen and Sharon Sanders reluctantly reported some details, claiming they were forcibly taken by a black man to a country road and sexually assaulted for 3 hours in a car that belonged to their 18-year-old cousin, Keith Laborde, while he was locked in the trunk.
We called him Simmons all night. There's so many things about that night. He gave us his name.
When you were questioned by the sheriff,
Yes.
you never gave the name Simmons.
No, we did not.
You never described what he looked like.
No, we did not.
You said all
Blacks
in,
look alike.
and you said all in words.
That's right. Sure did.
So how are we to square the fact that that night you couldn't explain anything? You didn't have his name, you didn't know what he looked like, but now you're telling me today, and you testified at trial, that his name was Simmons.
That's right.
How does that happen?
Okay, this is how it happens. We had all three swore to each other that we would not tell a soul.
May I ask you a little bit about
Yes.
why did you make that pact to not say anything? Why
We were
would you
scared.
immediately report?
Because we were scared. He told us that he had friends and that he would come back to kill us if we told anybody.
67 days after he was arrested, Simmons, who was known to police as a petty thief, was sentenced to 100 years in prison, convicted at 25 years old of attempted aggravated rape by a jury of 11 white men and one black woman.
The first thing I want to say to you is that I know my client is innocent.
Justin Bonus is the latest attorney to take up Simmons' case. He filed a motion to have Simmons released.
This was a legal lynching.
He is waiting for a Louisiana judge to rule next week on whether or not Simmons is entitled to a new trial.
There's no physical evidence that connects him to that crime. There's no blood. There's no semen. There's no hairs. There's nothing. Sharon talks about bleeding all over the car. Karen talks about a violent rape. Where's the evidence of the car? Where's the blood in the car? There's nothing that supports a crime happened, and there's definitely not anything that supports that a black man committed the crime.
This is important for the viewers to know. A month or so ago, the DA offered to release him, but he wanted him to register as a sex offender. And what did Vincent say to you?
No,
Why?
he didn't do this.
So he turned down freedom. Correct. Because a sex offender registry meant that much to him. Correct. That he didn't want to do it.
Correct, because he's not a sex offender.
This is the man who offered to release him, the current district attorney, Charlie Riddle. Why did you offer to release him?
Because today, 40 years would probably be the sentence that we would request in a case like this. This box.
Instead, Riddle is now left to defend a case that, based on new information, raises more questions about whether Simmons is guilty. Years after going to prison, Simmons obtained the district attorney's evidence file about the case. In it, he claims he found a revealing medical report from the local coroner, a trained doctor who examined twins. That report was never introduced in trial. One of the attorneys, who was Vincent's defense attorney at the time of trial, says they never that the coroner said you were a virgin. That the coroner said there was no evidence of sexual assault found on either one of you.
Okay, well,
They didn't know that.
well, it's 2 weeks later, and it's still not in court. The fact is, he still attempted, and he wasn't successful, so he still raped me, and he did rape her.
So how do you react though when the report essentially said
I don't care, because
evidence of sexual assault?
because it doesn't matter. There was, because we know. By now, I think if we were lying, we would have given up. But I'm not giving up.
In 1994, Simmons took the medical examination report to a parole board.
We didn't have none of his evidence. None of his evidence was presented before the jury because he had it in his file. It justified the jury. They would go to the arrest. They repeated asked would they be able to identify this person again if they saw it. The same no, because all of that showed black.
And he presented another piece of evidence that he found in the file. He says this is a lineup photo showing him in handcuffs.
This is a joke. It's a joke. It doesn't get any more suggestive than this.
Did the two of you all pick Vincent Simmons out of the lineup?
Yes, we all three did.
The lineup shows him in handcuffs.
Yeah, it sure does. And that's been a big problem. Because when we picked him, he was not in handcuffs.
I'm telling you, the deputies that were there, present, and the victims say that he was never in handcuffs when they identified him. So is it possible that you made a mistake when you picked him in the lineup?
David, I have lived 44 years with his face in my brain. And there's no way that I would have spent 44 years if I had the slightest doubt in my mind that I did not have the right man in prison.
We wanted to speak with the prosecutor who got Simmons convicted about allegations that he withheld evidence that may have exonerated Simmons. David Begno here for Eddie Knoll, though he repeatedly declined to speak with us. Former District Attorney Eddie Knoll says in a sworn affidavit that the defense had access to the entire file. He says he is convinced the evidence supported Simmons' conviction. And about that photo, he says he was told it was taken after the lineup. Simmons lost that appeal he made to the parole board.
He just didn't.
It is among 16 unsuccessful attempts to get his conviction tossed out.
The board has voted this time to deny your fresh parole.
Now it is Attorney Justin Bolus's turn. You already have a judge who said to you on the record that Mr. Simmons is convicted without the total picture. Do you believe you're on the verge of getting a new trial?
I pray that I am. I don't know what to believe. Until it happens, I don't know what to believe.
Now, when we come back, the bombshell revelation that is going to stun everyone and could help to secure Simmons' release from prison. It's an uncomfortable question, so I'm pausing because I don't even like asking it.
Go for it.
I know you're already there. I know. It's fine. Now that we know, and she for the first time reveals this, it calls into question everything that she said before. Everything. The answer to that question could become key at a brand new trial. We'll be right back.
All right, y'all. So,
Vincent Simmons was convicted of the attempted aggravated rape of 14-year-old twin sisters 44 years ago, in a case that essentially came down to they said, he said. Now, the sisters feel like they haven't been heard or believed. One of them made a revelation to us that was shocking to even the district attorney, who will have to decide whether or not to retry Simmons if he's granted a new trial. Yeah. Attorney Justin Bonas has told the judge overseeing the case about what he calls explosive new evidence from a sworn affidavit made by Keith Laborde's cousin, Dana Brouillette. Dana Brouillette says long after the trial, Keith admitted to me that Vincent Simmons did not rape Sharon and Karen and did not put them in the trunk of the car. Dana Brouillette goes on to say, he told me that he had had consensual sex with one of the girls and locked the other in the trunk while he was on Little California.
Oh my God, she is a sick woman. She has no clue. Say that was the truth. And they believe that really happened. Why didn't they go report it?
Hello, Mr. Laborde. My name is David Begnaud with CBS News. Keith Laborde was not home when we stopped by. By phone, he refused our request for an interview. He insisted that Simmons is guilty, and he says he did not have sex with Karen. The sheriff asked you if you had been sexually involved with Keith, and you told him no. It's an uncomfortable question. So I'm pausing because I don't even like asking it. I know you're already there. I know.
It's fine.
Did you have consensual sex with Keith Laborde?
We were kids.
Yes, ma'am.
We experimented. So yes, if that's consensual, if that's whatever word you want to put to it.
This happened before you say Vincent Simmons raped you.
Yes.
How old were you when it happened?
I don't know, 9, 10, maybe.
And is this the first time you're saying this publicly?
Yes, it is.
That's as newly discovered evidence as it gets, man. And it's out of the horse's mouth. She's no longer a victim. My client's a victim. It's evidence that Vincent, at trial, his defense attorneys would have ran to that so fast, they would have blamed Keith. Now that we know that this guy was preying on her, and she, for the first time, reveals this, it calls into question everything that she said before. Everything.
One thing has nothing to do with the other thing. Yeah, we were young, we experimented, but that has nothing to do with what Vincent did. That's two separate incidents. That's two separate things.
The twins insist they are the victims, wounded by what happened, and they blame the legal system for not ensuring that Simmons' unanimous conviction was irrefutable. They know the challenge that they're facing.
My thing is this, because of what maybe should have been done, that wasn't done, things we should have said, and what we didn't say,
Also,
and what we didn't say.
our word is against his. There's no evidence,
And
so it would be hard to fight it.
If the judge orders a new trial, are you both willing to testify at the trial?
Oh, absolutely. I will testify.
Karen?
no,
I'm
I'm
not
not doing it. I've already been there. We've done this.
Cause
Why
y'all
am I
been
going
lying.
to put myself in that position again and take the chance of him walking out?
Because right now, anyway, we're at a 50-50 that he could walk out anyway. So if we go to court, we're still at the same odds.
I'm not going to put myself and my family back through that
Because
either,
that's-
Sharon. Don't you get it? It doesn't matter.
Because if we don't and we back down now, then it gives the world
Do
more of
we-
an opportunity to
Sharon,
say they're lying,
Sharon,
and that's why they're
here's-
backing down.
Sharon,
They
it
don't
doesn't
want to
matter
fight it.
anymore. The world's going to think what they want to think. No matter how hard we fight, it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It doesn't.
I want him to be miserable for the
Guess
rest of his
what?
remaining
Sharon,
days.
guess what? There's coming a day when he'll stand before God and he will be miserable. He's already been judged guilty. He will die guilty. And when he goes and he stands before the Lord, he will still be guilty. Okay?
All right, Karen.
So here's what happens next. Next Monday, a judge will decide whether or not to grant Vincent Simmons a new trial. That judge has already said that there's a constitutional violation in which Simmons was convicted without all of the evidence being given to his defense team. If the judge declares a new trial, sources say the district attorney will not retry Vincent Simmons. because he believes he probably lose.
So let me get this straight. Keith is the cousin?
That's right.
And originally it was reported that Keith was locked in the car.
That's right.
And now we're finding out that Keith had apparently had sex with one of the sisters that was never
Child, make
revealed.
it make sense.
Karen says
Make
that.
it
Keith
make
denies.
sense, Gail.
There is a air of racism that hangs over this whole
Yeah.
case.
Okay, y'all, I'm through with that. But what do you guys? Jesus, hold on. What do you guys think of that? Now, I truly believe that the sisters lied, and this man done spent over 40 years in prison. The reason why I know y'all they lied and they set this man up, they didn't even know his first name. They just saying, oh, his name was Simmons. Anybody's name could be a Simmons. So y'all just then they said that there was nobody with handcuffs, but in the lineup he was handcuffed. So I guess because he was handcuffed, they said, oh, he's the one that is guilty. That's what I'm saying. It was a setup. And then, oh, this makes me angry because it's really are victims of people that have been raped and things like that. And for these women to get on a show and say, well, he's going to be tried by God and this and that, y'all going to be tried by God too. And if you're talking about we were just kids and experimenting why I had sex with my cousin, that matters because of the simple fact if your cousin was, you claim your cousin was in the trunk with you guys, but y'all had sex because y'all was experimenting. Because you know you've been experimenting. Y'all tell me, do y'all when y'all was younger, did y'all experiment with your cousins and had sex? Answer the question. Let me try to get this off the screen because I don't even. Hold on. There you go. What cousins you know that you be experimenting with? Yes, you know what I'm saying. You might see who has the biggest breast or something like that, but to actually have sex with your cousin, child. Oh, ain't nothing in this cup, Lord. This man sat in prison for over 45 years due to you guys' lies. Let me just say that. They sat there and said, what does it matter if I was a virgin? What does it matter if you was a virgin? Ma'am, this man is you said this man attempted rape on you. So if he attempted to rape you or tried to touch you inappropriately or something like that, then he'll have to scratch you. He'll have to you had no blood on the scene. There's none of his DNA on you. So how are you going to say this man did it because you said Simmons? That could have been anybody. And yet y'all just picked this man out of a lineup and said that he was guilty just because you laid down with your cousin. And let me just say I am so glad he's exonerated. Guys, one thing about it, guys, and it's sad to say this, but when you stand in a jury, it is definitely wrong. And the cousin knows that he was wrong, but he don't want to go against the family because he know the family gonna, disown him because they want, this man to sit in jail for the rest of his life. But it ain't happening. He out. He is out. And he ain't going back. This man is 70 years old. Let him spend the rest of his life in peace, not worrying about having that hanging over his head. Somebody he took my. How did y'all get up in the? I be like, how did y'all get up in the car with him? That's the question that I have. How y'all get in the car with him? You and your cousin. How y'all know him? This is your first encounter with him, and y'all just get in the car with somebody? Make it make sense. It don't even make sense. Child, they are not going to be put in prison for lying. They are not going to prison for lying. That's for sure. Um, it's sad, but it's sad that our world has come to this. It is sad that our world has come to this. That people are guilty until proven innocent. You know what I'm saying? When it should be the other way around. Someone is innocent until they're proven guilty, because some people are actually innocent. And yes, there are some guilty people in this world. There's some people out here like Brandon Isbell that throw his child into a river. There's some people out there that actually stab and kill their kids. It is some real rape victims out here in this world that have been raped. But these two women ain't. I'm just sorry to say it. And I'm just gonna be real. They would not, and I'm not trying to make but it's the truth. They are not victims of rape. And some people, I was looking in the comments, they was like, well, the reason, even though that he hasn't been guilty of that, but did you see his rap sheet and all the other things that he has done? That has nothing dealing with what he was accused of. If he was driving drunk, that ain't got nothing to do. Just like they said, they ain't had nothing to do with prior to them having sex with the cousin. That ain't got his rap sheet ain't got nothing to do with them accusing him of rape without no full evidence. Where is the evidence that somebody done did something? There has to be some evidence. We got to go with the evidence. So this is what I say: when you get on and you have to be called for jury duty, don't go with some like in Takia case, and I'm gonna bring up Takia. Takia got an overturn. Takia conviction got overturned due to the fact that she did not have a fair and impartial jury. They were going off of feeling. They did not go by the evidence, because if they went by the evidence, which was none, she would have been found guilty. When you're going for jury duty and the judge give you instruction to go by the evidence, go by the evidence. If there's no evidence to convict someone, then make sure that you're not sending a person to jail for an innocent person to jail for the rest of their life. Just because you got a personal issue, or the family of the person, but you have to go with the evidence. If the evidence, like I say, if the evidence don't fit, you must acquit. So it's ridiculous. It's sad. And I'm thank God that this man has been exonerated and he can live the rest of his life. The rest of his life free, without any words. It's actually some innocent people in this world. Everybody ain't guilty, and everybody ain't innocent either. But this man has been proven innocent, because there's no evidence that proves that he raped anybody. So y'all, let me play this.
Down. Short next door. Please hold it down.
Man, release some shackles, man. Free man.
Whatever, we'll talk. Don't worry about it. We'll come outside. We'll let everything calm down. All right? Breathe. Breathe.
Yeah. Breathe.
Breathe.
I got you.
This is family. So I'm going to listen to and try to find the man himself, and try to find what he had to say. I do have that. It's sad that this man had to go through. He found his own evidence that made him not guilty, and it's crazy. Let's see here what this says.
It's really old evidence in this sense, and it's amazing. In 1994, Vincent Simmons is the one who said,
Wow. So, let's get this. Okay, y'all. Let's look at this. With David Bignall.
Arguing he's been wrongly imprisoned. After more than 44 years, Vincent Simmons is now a free man. Yesterday, a judge ruled he had not received a fair trial back in 1977 when he was convicted of attempted aggravated rape. The decision is partly based on evidence that's been available for years. Our lead national correspondent, David Begnaud, recently sat down with Simmons' accusers, twins who were 14 years old back in 1977. Now he has spoken to Simmons. David joins us from Angola, Louisiana. David, good morning. What incredible reporting.
Vlad, good morning to you. Hello, everyone. Listen, Vincent served 44 years here at Louisiana State Penitentiary, but he was supposed to serve 100. That was the sentence. For the last 30 or so years, he kept trying to tell judges, I didn't get a fair trial, and here's the information, and they just dismissed him left and right. Get out of here, get out of here. But yesterday, there was a judge who said to him, I believe that you did not get a fair trial. In fact, that judge's daddy, nearly 30 years ago, dismissed Vincent's attempt. But this judge said, your rights were denied, they were violated, and you get a fair trial. And we were there for all of it.
Vincent Simmons! Time to let him go, y'all.
When the shackled Vincent Simmons arrived at the Avoyelles Parish Courthouse in a prison van, he was carrying a Bible. When his accusers, Karen and Sharon Sanders, the twins that he was convicted of sexually assaulting when they were 14 years old, walked to the courthouse, they paused to pray. Simmons had been in prison for 44 years and tried for most of that time to get his conviction overturned. You've done this 16 times, at least.
Yes.
So this would be 17. You think this will be the time?
Yes, sir.
We walked alongside Simmons as he was about to face a judge who had recently examined information that was available in 1977, but it was not presented at his trial. That was information that he and his attorneys believed may have changed his conviction for attempted aggravated rape. It took less than an hour for Judge Billy Bennett to say that there had been a lapse in Louisiana justice in 1977.
You free, brother. You free. I'm free. Done.
And that Vincent Simmons deserves a new trial. And that is when the shackles came off of his feet. The district attorney said he will not retry Simmons.
I'm so happy to see you.
His accusers, Sharon and Karen Sanders, now 59 years old, decided to stand down.
He went in guilty. He's guilty now. And guess what? He will die guilty.
Yes.
So I'm happy. I got 44 years.
All right. That's good. What was that moment like for you when you realized that what the judge said meant you were a free man?
Yeah. It dawned on me. This is it. You know? Man, you've been waiting all these years for this.
You'll turn 70 on Thursday.
On Thursday.
Did you think you would die in prison?
Yes. And I had visions of the prison gates opening up. And I'm walking through them.
Are you mad at anyone?
No, I'm not mad.
So you're not mad at the women?
No. I'm not mad at them. I mean that. When I told them I forgive them, that's what I mean. Forgiveness.
The judge said several times on the bench, I do not know whether Mr. Simmons is innocent or guilty.
Right.
Does it bother you that you walk out of here a free man, but with the suspicion by some people that you may still be guilty?
Well, I still believe that even though I'm out, just like people gonna be people. And some of them gonna say, oh, he's guilty, despite the fact that they had no evidence.
But before he could be free, a remarkable thing happened. Louisiana prison officials required that the shackles go back on so he could go back to prison to be processed.
I'm just telling you, he's a free man.
And though his lawyer pushed back,
He can't be in jail tonight like that. That's not like that would not be a good thing.
The victory!
he would load up again and travel another 2 hours back to Louisiana State Penitentiary, the largest maximum security prison in the nation, where at sunset, Vincent Simmons walked out of the place he has been held in since he was 25 years old.
Hey, man, I want to...
The judge said on the bench yesterday, I want to be clear, I'm not telling you that Vincent Simmons is guilty or innocent. I'm just telling you he deserves a new trial. When the district attorney stood up almost immediately and said, Judge, we're not going to retry him, that meant the charges at that moment were dropped. When Vincent walked out of here last night, he said he wanted a crawfish dinner. So he got it. What's next for him? He says he wants to leave Louisiana and start again somewhere else.
Wow. Well, David, we can certainly understand that. Congratulations to you and your team for a lot of hard work here. There were a lot of people involved working on this case for a lot of years to bring Vincent Simmons.
I think that is so, so, so wonderful. I feel like that's jacked up that they made, even though he was a free man, that they made him go back. That's stupid. To get processed out of jail. I advise everybody, don't do nothing to go to jail. Child, this is too much. But it's just a wonderful thing that someone, I guess the justice system does work, but we have to really, really, really push the justice system. We really, really have to have that concrete evidence to make us not look innocent, be innocent, knowing that we are innocent. So, guys, it's a lot, but thank God that he's free. Hopefully he'll be able to live his rest of his life happy and out of Louisiana and never look back. The twin sisters, may God be with them. Like, they can't even say, even he, you know what I'm saying? That says a lot about his character that, hey, Donna, how you doing? That says a lot about his character that he forgive them and he don't hold a grudge. And they sitting up here talking about, oh, he's guilty walking in and he'll be guilty forever. But you say that they did something. God teaches us forgiveness no matter if someone's taking someone's life or taking this. God teaches us to forgive. Even though of the injustice, he still teaches us to forgive, and he forgives us for the things that we do. So if this man can forgive them for lying on him, it should be easy for them to forgive him. You can tell that they will have to live with that for the rest of their life. But thank God he is free. I'm glad that he's able to get that crawfish dinner and he's able to live the rest of his life in freedom. Okay, guys. So I got to play this one video, y'all. Okay. And then I'm out your hair. I'm going to play this video because we are very transparent here on Monica News and Views. And I want to play this video. This comes from, I want you guys to watch this in Takia Bevilys interrogation video. And let's see, like, watching this video for me, I'm going to be honest, guys, makes me feel like I knew she was innocent when I started the case. But a lot of you guys that's new here, y'all don't know a lot about the case. But I want you guys to listen into this, watch this interrogation video, and see and tell me what you feel about this interrogation video. It's very heart-wrenching to me because even though someone doesn't show emotions, does not mean they're not. Somebody have to be the strong one in a situation, and they have released this interrogation video, and I'm just going to play the first one. It's 13 minutes, then guys, I'm out your hair. Then we're gonna end this live. I need y'all to continue to keep Tequila in your prayer, guys. She's one of these people like Mr. Simmons. They don't have no evidence against her, but they want to convict her due to the fact that the baby basically died in her care. But no one else is fully being investigated. And I ain't gonna argue with Jamel. You better stop jumping on that bed. You better not jump on that bed. Trying to convict her of killing a baby. And just because she's detailed, just because she didn't show, she wasn't crying hysterically and not showing a lot of emotion, that does not make that doesn't speak of someone's guilt. But I'm gonna show this interrogation video, guys, just to continue to shine the light on the situation with Tequila. I hope her family don't mind me playing it, but I am definitely going to play it. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
7:29 a.m.
This is her full interrogation video, not chopped up.
Spell it for the camera.
TKIABEVILY.
Hold on.
24.
Give me her current home address. I just want to see it. All right. Where you employed at?
Cleveland County Public School Teacher.
What do you do there?
School nurse.
I'm asking about an incident involving Jariah. How you spell it? I mean, that's how you pronounce the name, right? Jariah Smith. He's 14 months old. Well, she was found deceased at your house this morning. In your own words, tell me what happened.
We got home from we're at the hospital in Vicksburg.
You were who?
Me, Aubrey, Jariah, and Lord. His mom is in stage COPD, and they told her yesterday was her last day. Or they didn't think she would make it past yesterday, so we went there to let the girl spend the day with her.
Right, go ahead.
And so we left there about 9 o'clock, went to a wing spot in Fort Gibson to pick up Morris and still came to Fort Gibson, stopped at Pizza Hut to pick up my food, and made it home about 10 or 11 p.m. Both of the girls were asleep already in the car, so we just took them in the house and put Aubrey in her bassinet. Morris changed Bride's diaper, and then he put her in her crib the same way we do every night. On her stomach, with a pillow. She has a bed sheet on the bed and a regular sheet.
So she sleeps in a
crib
by herself?
Mm-hmm.
What do the other ladies sleep in?
She sleeps in our bedroom in the bassinet next to the bed.
Okay. Pause for a minute. Why do y'all put her in a room down by herself, not a room with you out?
Well, because she's 14 months old. She's been in her crib since she was about 6 months old, and Aubrey just turned 6 months last Wednesday. So we were working on transitioned her out of our bed into her bassinet at about 2 months, and so she's been in the bassinet since then. So now, since she's sleeping through the night, we were about to start working on transitioning her to her crib that's in the same room as Jariah's.
So that's something y'all do, is that the babies are sleeping in another room?
Mm-hmm.
in their nursery. And the room, our room is maybe a few feet away from theirs, and both of the doors are open, so we hear when they cry or whatever. Because Aubrey sleeps in her crib during the day when she takes naps. Well, we went to sleep probably around 11 more than I did. And about 5:30, he woke up and asked if we ate juice in the house. And I said, no, but there's some Powerade on the top of the refrigerator if you want me to get that. And he said, you can. And so I went to get that, and we walked out of our room and we walked through the nursery to get to the living room. I looked over and I saw her face in the bed, which if I've seen it before.
Describe how she was laying.
She was.
Was she face down or
face
side?
down. She was face down.
With her head to the side.
It was kind of like her face was in that little crease between the bed and the mattress.
Right.
And so it wasn't to the side, but it wasn't straight down either. And I usually, because she sleeps well, so if I see her sleeping in an awkward position, I'll move her and correct the position and go on. But when I touched her, she was cold. She was abnormally cold, and she was heavy. And being in the nursing position, I kind of had like a flashback, kind of, sort of, or something seems familiar, although it's new. And I immediately turned around. I went and got Morris and had him come get her up, and that's when we saw how she was, because she wasn't responding to me when I touched her. And he called 911, and then he called her mom, and they came over and then they called her.
But how long you was gone after bed with more between time?
Not even 30 seconds.
About 30 seconds. And he called her.
Immediately after we found it, immediately after.
So, how old was the baby?
6 months.
6 months. This is another question I got to ask. How long y'all been married?
A year, about 14 months.
Okay. So this particular child here, that was something going on before y'all got married. It's about another woman he was dealing with. Was you all in a relationship at that time?
Boyfriend, girlfriend.
Don't say boyfriend, girlfriend. And it's somebody else you messing with and have a child. Thank you. How long after this girl mother got pregnant? How long after the child was married? Can you remember?
She got pregnant in October of 2015. Or November, late October, one of those. And we got married July the next year. She was born 2 days after we got married. 3 days.
You and her problems?
Me and her were best friends. Well, not best friends, but we were really cool. The only problems we've had is lack of communication. But she'll call me before she calls Morris, because it was just what she would before CPS told her to call Morris.
And she'll complain about any bruises and pain?
Well, no, we did. At one point, this is back in July, she was learning how to walk. And if you look outside in our backyard, we have like the smooth cement, and then we have like the rocky cement. And this was like when she just started. She just turned 1, and she was just learning how to walk. And she fell when she transitioned from the smooth cement to the rocky cement. And she hit her head straight on the ground. But I called Morris from football practice, and we took her straight to the hospital. and said she was fine. It was, it's typical for a baby learning how to walk. But that's pretty much it.
So y'all never get your problem done like that. Y'all were friends. You're from where?
I'm from Hattiesburg.
Okay, you from Hattiesburg.
We wasn't like, hey, let's go to the movies type friends. We were basically sister wives in a sense. Like she now, mind you, her and my husband were not in a relationship. It was a one night stand that resulted in a child, but we took the child in as our own, and she was that, and that's why we had a good relationship because
So they have a relative. So more than have a relative. I'm trying to blame you here. It was one night stand.
Per both of them, I don't really know, but that's what they both told me.
Are you familiar? You say you were LVN, right? Are you familiar with Simmons?
Yes. Yeah, I was scared for Jariah and Aubrey. Still with Aubrey. I didn't know. I didn't think I still had to be concerned with Jariah.
Didn't they ask you to stay at the time?
No, it's been rocky.
What's been rocky?
The whole transition to Fort Gibson. Get married, find out there's a child involved. The child is just beautiful. She's sweet. She's obedient. She was my first baby. That was my first baby. And we tried to do everything possible because it was always, when we did a lot, it was that we were trying to take the baby. And so she kind of took the baby from us a little bit, but then she realized that we weren't mean people. She let us start coming around more. And just the smallness of a city like this, it's like Hattiesburg is a crab-looking city as well. And nobody want to see nobody doing good. And I don't know. Just when you talk to my husband, questions you ask me didn't offend me because I know you got to do a job. And I know you got to ask him questions. But he's not doing it. Waiting on his mama died. Woke up to his baby dead.
Who put the baby in the crib?
He did.
No.
Like telling the son that the iPad was dead, so he did it last night.
Hey.
And matter of fact, after he tucked her in, the bedroom, hallway, nursery, bathroom. He took a shower.
Jayla,
I was cleaning
stop
up.
the holler.
She was fine because I remember when he opened the door from the shower, she was kind of like making noises in her sleep. But when I went in, because I opened the door because I was going to turn the water back on for me to get in the shower. And I said, wait. And you could hear in the room, it's like she's like, But I said, hold on. So I went in and he was like, I'm coming. I was like, I'm out. So I went up in there and I looked at her and her face she was turned to the side. She was still basically in the same position he laid in. I just thought she may have been talking in her sleep.
And you say y'all got about 11 o'clock left in the bed.
She went to bed about 10. We went to bed about 11.
Y'all found her at what time?
5:30.
5:30. You dance around your face. Yes, you did.
Yes, sir.
Time at 7:42 a.m. October 22nd, 2017 at the Clayton Sheriff Department. What's your identification?
Takia Bevilys.
That's the end of the interview this time.
All right, y'all. That's it. Now, by looking at this interrogation video, guys, what do you guys think? Does this video express any kind of guilt? Does this interrogation video, y'all, that was the whole interrogation video, like 13 minutes. And in 13 minutes, you assume that this woman is guilty. We got to do better as Black people. We got to do better. I don't want Takia to be another statistic. That's why I'm fighting for her. I don't want Takia to be another person sitting in jail over 45 damn years over no damn evidence just because y'all motherfuckers want somebody to sit in a damn jail cell for a baby death. Yes, this baby passed away, but there's more people that need to be investigated. Just because somebody, and I'm going to be honest, just because a baby died and somebody cared does not mean that they've done anything to a child, especially if the baby had a cracked skull that was 10 to 14 days old. Answer that question. Who cracked the baby's skull? Who cracked it? It can't be Takia because she didn't damn have it. Y'all just, as Black people, we need to do better. We need to learn how to investigate situations. We need to learn how to not just make somebody guilty. We got to have all the evidence to prove that this Takia is guilty. There's not enough evidence. There ain't even a shadow of a doubt in my mind that this girl is innocent. And I pray when May comes that she be exonerated. And I hope all the evidence shows that she be exonerated. And I pray that it don't be in Port Gibson because she will never get a fair trial there. And all the evidence that has been placed out here, I don't even think that they have enough evidence to even do discovery because all the evidence is all over social media. But who am I? I don't really know trials like that. But it saddens me that everybody know what's going to be in the trial. So she would not get she would not get a fair and impartial trial. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm about to get out of here. Make sure you guys hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, we welcome you here. If you want to join the membership, all you have to do is press the join button. Good night, everybody.